Hi students, this is Suresh. Welcome to physical science class. Dear students, in this class we are going to learn about the concept pressure and its applications. Before entering into the class, I want to ask you some questions regarding this concept. And the questions are: why do the potters place turbans means talapaga, on their head when they have to carry heavy loads? So I repeat my question: why do potters place turbans on their head when they have to carry heavy loads? And second question: why do school bags and shopping bags have broad straps as handles? Second question: why do school bags and shopping bags have broad straps as handles? Have you ever wondered why lorries carrying heavy loads have a larger number of broader tires? Means, why lorries carrying heavy loads have a larger number of broader tires? Okay, just think carefully. In these examples, you might have noticed that the effect of force depends on the area of contact on which the force is acting. When there is a decrease in the area of contact of the force or load, then the effect of force increases and vice versa. So simply we can say that the force acting perpendicularly on unit area of a surface is called pressure. So what is pressure? The force acting perpendicularly on unit area of a surface is called pressure. So pressure equal to force by area. What is pressure? What is the formula for pressure? Pressure equal to force by area. And the unit of pressure is, that means in SI system the unit of pressure is Newton per meter square, and it is very easy to remember. What is the formula of pressure here? Pressure equal to force by area. So force by area, in the numerator there is a force and the denominator there is area. What are the units of force? As I told you previously, the SI unit of force is Newton. And what is the units of area? Yes, meter square. So finally the units of SI units of pressure is force by area, that means Newton by meter square or Newton per meter square. And also we call the Newton per meter square is also a Pascal. Okay, sometimes we call the Newton per meter square is as a Pascal. So what are the units of pressure? Newton meter square, Newton per meter square, or you can tell the Pascal also. Okay students. Students, you have learned just now the SI unit of pressure is Newton per meter square. So our Newton per meter square is also called a Pascal. So can you define the Pascal? I repeat my question. Can you define a Pascal? Yes, a Pascal can be defined as a force of 1 Newton applied over a surface area of 1 square meter. Okay, what is Pascal? Pascal is nothing but Newton per meter square. So in definition form, you can say that a Pascal can be defined as a force of 1 Newton applied over a surface area of 1 square meter. Okay, let us study about pressure and its applications in detail. The pressure is dependent on the area over which the force is acting. Without any change in the force, the pressure can be increased and decreased. The force applied to be constant. If the pressure becomes smaller, the pressure increases, and vice versa. Mean, if the surface area becomes smaller, the pressure increases. If the surface area becomes larger, the pressure decreases. Let us consider some practical examples. Take into consideration a sharp needle it has a small surface area. However, consider a pencil which is very blunt in the back. It has more surface area than the needle. If we poke the needle in our palm, it will definitely hurt us as the needle gets pierced inside our skin, whereas if we poke the blunt side of the pencil into our hand, it would not pain at all. It is due to the fact that the area of contact between the palm and the needle is very small. Further, the pressure is in a way large. However, the area of contact between the pencil and the palm is more, therefore the pressure is less. Students, don't get confused. It's very easy to understand. Pressure is nothing but the force acting perpendicularly on unit area of surface is called pressure. Pressure is the force acting perpendicularly on unit surface area is called pressure. Let us consider one example. If you carry heavy load on your head, what will happen? Is the load hurts you or not? Obviously, your answer is yes, because we have a load on our head. That means some force acting on our head in perpendicular direction. That means the force acting on our head hurts us. But if we use turbans means talpagas. If we use turbans on our heads, we can get some relief. Why this is happening? Because when we use the turbans on our heads, the force acting on our heads by the load decreases. That's why we feel some relaxation. Means by using the turbans, we reduces the force acting on our head. That means we reduces the pressure on our head. If we do not use the turbans, there is a large force acting on our heads. Means there is a large pressure on our heads. However, if we use the turbans in our on our head, we reduces the force acting on our head. That means we reduces the pressure on our head. So simply we can say that the force acting perpendicularly on unit area of surface is called pressure. Dear students, pressure depends on two factors. They are force and area. You can easily remember the factors that affects the pressure, because the formula of pressure is force by area. So we can easily remember the factors. They are force and area. We can change the pressure by keeping area unchanged and by changing the force. And we can also change the pressure by keeping force unchanged and by changing area. That means surface area. Try this activity at your home to study how the pressure depends on the surface area. Take two trays and fill the trays with lime powder. Now take two rectangular bricks of equal mass and similar shape, means equal bricks. Keep one brick vertically in one tray and the other brick horizontally in another tray. After doing this, you may notice that the brick standing vertically sinks deeper in the lime powder. I mean, the brick standing vertically sinks deeper in lime powder than the brick standing horizontally. Since the two bricks have the same masses, the force applied on the lime powder by these bricks also same on the both the trays. Only the difference lies in the surface area of the brick in contact with the lime powder, and this is the responsible for the brick sinks in the lime powder. So from the activity we can say that for a given force, the surface area is smaller, the pressure will be greater. If we use larger area, we are spreading out the force and the pressure becomes smaller. From this activity we observed one thing, that is, we can change the pressure by keeping the same force and by changing the surface area. Students, tell me now, I am using 10 newtons force on the surface 1 square meter, and I am using the same force on the 2 square meter surface area. In which case the pressure is more? Yes, in the first case the pressure is more, because here in the case I am using same force 10 newtons, but in the first case surface area is smaller than the second case. That means in the first case surface area is only 1 meter square. In the second case surface area is 2 meter squares. That's why in the second case the force applied by me is spread out the total surface area. So because in the second case there is a large surface area, the force applied by the force applied by me is spread out the total entire 2 meter square surface area. So that's why the force becomes weaker. That's why the pressure also smaller pressure. In another way also we can change the pressure. We can change the pressure by keeping same area and by changing the force. Okay, we can change the pressure by keeping the same area and by changing the force. To understand this concept, let us consider this example. Suppose we have a table and we have 10 rice bags. Now arrange these rice bags on the table in a way such that one rice bag lies on the another bag. Only first bag is in contact with the table and the other bags lies on the other bags lie on the first bag. In this case we can easily understand that every stage the pressure changes. If we place the first bag on the table, there is a small pressure. Now arrange the second bag also on the first bag. Now pressure increases. Now arrange the third bag, fourth bag, fifth bag, and so on, 10 bags. So now in this case pressure increases, because in this case surface area is same, but the force applied by the bags changes at every instant. In the first case only one bag applies the force on the surface area of the table. Now in the second case we placed the two bags on the table. That means in the same surface area there is a more force exerted on the table, so that's why pressure increases. Now if we place the third bag, the force applied by the bags is more than the second case. That's why the pressure increases. Similarly, if we place the 4 bags or 5 bags, 10 bags, and so on, the force applied by the bags on the same surface is increases. That's why the pressure also increases. So we can say that if we keep the same surface area and we change the force applied by the objects, then pressure will automatically changes. So finally students, we can conclude that pressure depends on the two factors. They are force and the area. We can change the pressure by keeping area unchanged and by keeping force unchanged. Okay students, why does the sharper side of a knife cuts more easily than the blunt side of it?